Sure.
Well, hello, gorgeous. Oh my God, I am so excited to be here. We are talking about the power of your story, how your story heals yourself and others, the power of using your story in your life, in your business, in your parenting style. Just having one of those powerful things in your life, I'll tell you, a lot of people can teach strategy. Okay, a lot of people can teach public speaking. A lot of people can teach physics. A lot of people can teach coaching. It is simply a skill that you learn. However, your story is what makes you stand out. Nobody has your story. Nobody has your life. Nobody has your experiences, your pain, your trauma, your amazing adventures, what you overcame. Nobody, right? It is absolutely the unique thing that makes you you. Now, if you're a self-starter, a risk-taking, rule-breaking, creative, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, your story is what makes you uniquely you. And I love the idea of storytelling. I love the idea of storytelling to take you out, to travel with you, to get you on an exploration. It actually, studies have now shown that storytelling changes the brain waves of the listener. We are taken into dimensions that we've never been taken before. Space exploration, underwater exploration, and your story will captivate and capture and inspire people. Because you know what? People don't buy what you're selling. They first choose you. They first choose you as a person they want to connect with. They feel magnetized to you. They want you. And it takes a level of vulnerability when you tell your story, right? I mean, you can tell a story about how you got stuck at a current level of income. You can tell a story about overcoming an immigration story, war, hostility, a medical diagnosis. You can tell a story about being isolated and feeling alone, even in a group of people or in your marriage. You can tell an infertility story. You can tell a story of overcoming something in your life that looked easy for you. You can tell a story of learning how to drive, baking a cake. People want to know, people are hungry for authenticity, and people want that kind of honesty. And I'll tell you, people today, with all the social media that's happening, people are getting smarter and smarter and smarter. They can smell inauthenticity, if I can say that right. They can smell nonsense. They can smell make-believe and dishonesty. They can smell it from a mile away. The storytelling is not just about, oh, I'm going to tell you a story and just make up something. No, storytelling is about taking someone on a journey of your life. There is telling a story, and then there is showing a story. And I'm going to give you both examples today so you can actually get it. You can feel it. You can understand it. Why a story matters. Everything changes when you have that support, that structure around you, and someone can extract that story and help you to get that story out of you so you can showcase that through humbleness and honesty and vulnerability. Lana has been sharing, she's the upcoming author of her book, and Lana is a coach for empty nesters. Lana has been writing her book throughout the last couple of months, and she's been sharing excerpts of her book on social media. And I'll tell you, I have been captivated. Her vulnerability, her honesty, her courage is absolutely bar none, and it draws me in because I'm getting more and more excited about when is that book going to be ready. Now it's at the editors, and it's going to be ready really soon. which is absolutely, absolutely phenomenal. And her book has been healing for her. Her book has been healing for other people reading it, because regardless of race, religion, faith, background, there's a similar thread when your tribe reads your story, whether you are putting it in written form or whether you are putting it in a video form or a post online or sharing it in a spoken word or on a podium. Your story is what is going to have other people relate to you. And now they're saying, oh my God, I get her. I can relate to her. We have similar things. It's a sisterhood that connects us, that bounds us, that binds us, that says, wow, I have something in common with you, and you, the person I want to work with. The story is what people say, I know her, I like her, I trust her, and then I'm going to open my wallet and I'm going to throw my money at her because I want to work with her. I want to work with her. Okay, that's what the power of the story does, the power of the story. Now, this morning, I tell you, I was really busy. I was really busy because one client sent a whole long message going, can you edit this for me? Can you help me? Another one said, I need to really, really focus in on my behavior, personality, marketing, and my dominant and my principal archetypes. And I was like, yeah, let's do this. And I can tell you, there's no one else out there in the coaching space that gets down and dirty, rolls up our sleeves and goes, let's help you do this. Let's look at the outline of your signature system, your flagship program. Let's look at the journey you're taking a client through, and let's edit it and tweak it and fix it and make it irresistible. Right? I'll tell you, when you come inside here and we put you through the assessment, I was just looking at the assessment today. I mean, there are like 4 pages here, and in the 4 pages, each page is like, I don't know, 40 questions. That's over 100 questions on who you are. This personality profiling is deep, let me tell you, as it is wide, right? And when you want to write your story, your copy, whether it's online or offline, or it's a business card, or it's a flyer, or you're just sharing your story and you've been invited to an online summit, and they're giving you 5 minutes to tell your story or to share something. You can either tell your story or you can let them see your story. And there's a very, very powerful way that you do that. Okay, and here it is how you do it. Okay, if someone can just mute. Everyone, just make sure you're on mute. Okay, thank you so much for that. The difference between telling a story and showing a story is a very, very subtle difference. And I want you to see if you can actually tell the difference. And here it is. So, okay, someone's unmuted. I think it's Kim. If you could mute your... Thank you so much. Okay, awesome. The difference between telling a story and showing a story. So here is an example, and you can see if you can tell the difference. Telling the story is like this. So my life was really difficult, and I was homeless for at least 2 years with the 5 children and Tariq, and we were running for our lives. And we just didn't know where money was coming from. The kids and I were fearful. It was a scary time. And we were running away from their father, my ex-husband, because he said, if he couldn't have us, nobody could. And I was trying to apply for jobs, but I needed $15. I needed $25 an hour for someone to look after Tariq, but they were only willing to pay me $15 an hour at the local coffee shop. Okay, that's the story. That's telling the story. Now here's showing the story. On Sundays, what I would do is I would leave the kids, because we were going from couch to couch, and I would go sneaking out in the back to the garbage cans and rummaging through the garbage cans to find some paper and boards and magazines. And then I would really slowly walk back into my friend's house and sit on the floor and get the scissors and the tape and the glue to build my vision board. Because the day before, when I went to the ATM, I didn't even have $20 in there. And you see, you have to extract $20. And if you only have $19 or $18, you can't get any money out because they only give it to you in 20s. So I would sit on my friend's dining room floor and I would do my vision board. And I had this pit in my stomach. I didn't know how to tell my friend that I needed to stay a couple of more days. But tell me, what did you notice the difference between me telling you and now me showing you? Were you with me? Were you with me when I was explaining the ATM machine? Were you with me when I was talking about being on the floor? Were you with me when I was talking about and explaining that pit in my stomach? That's the difference between telling a story and showing a story. It takes another level of vulnerability, courage, and telling that story is going to cost you something. When I say cost you something, there is something inside of you that you're not willing to share. You're not willing to share because you have shame around it or guilt around it or some kind of feeling around it that you don't want to tell people. That's the story that you must tell. The one that brings you the most amount of shame, the one that scares you so much, that's the price you're going to pay. And that is what world-class mentorship looks like, where you allow yourself to be so exposed, you have no more secrets left. I've done that. I'm fully exposed. There are no more secrets. Nobody can say, well, you did this and you did that. Everybody knows everything. If you search up enough online and Google my name enough, you're going to get the entire story in different pieces, in different articles or videos or stories or, speeches or where I've spoken and summits. You're going to get it all. But you've got to be willing. And it takes that dedication and that next level to say, am I willing to put myself on the chopping block? Because what ends up happening is that you will attract people that love your vulnerability, that love your story, that can relate to it. And you don't just stay there at the bottom of, well, it was that. No. And then you take people on the journey of what changed. What changed? Where are you today? Because now you can look back at that older version of you and say, wow, girl, you did it. You did it. You know what? You did it. Everything you wanted is now on this side of the bridge and you did it. And you can look at that other woman who's listening to your story, reading your book, reading your post and go, I can help you get there. I can help you get there. Now, inside of the behavior personality marketing, why do you think I am so crazy addicted to this assessment? Number one, it is intense. Number two, it is complete. That's how much I love it. Now, here's the key. The key is these are your cheat notes. These are your cheat notes. So if you are the hero archetype, right? You are the rescuer. You are the dragon slayer. You are the winner. I'm reading from the cards right now. Okay. What drives you? Discipline. You are bold. You are courageous. You are the protector. Okay. Your motto is where there's a will, there's a way. Your brand message is, we make the world a better place. Now, what type of visuals do you need? You need photos that convey strength, highlight boldness, generally inclusive, empowering images that inspire and motivate. Your brand strategy is hero brands promise triumph, bold, risky, ever striving, encourages its audience to push themselves to their absolute limits. Now, that is what we do for you here. We take your copy, we take your stuff and we edit it. We listen to your audios and we edit it. No one else is doing that because you want that. You want to have someone looking at your stuff so you don't feel alone. You need world-class support and encouragement, don't you? Because I'll tell you, sometimes I'm going to say men can do it on their own. But women, we need each other. We need the love, the encouragement, the support. We need it. We need, okay? If you are a rebel, famous brand, if you are a rebel archetype, your brand message is rules are made to be broken. Don't settle for the status quo. The types of visuals you want to go for are bold, daring images, okay? Now, when you look at your organizational structure, if you are the rebel, the organized structure of the rebel brand is usually revolutionary. Okay, the work reflects a free-spirited, rebellious nature. The rebel enables customers to express their unorthodox personalities, okay? Because like attracts like. Like attracts like, and you are going to attract your tribe. You're going to be like, wow, I'm here. And what this assessment does is allows you to be finally free to be you. Nobody wants a different version of you. Everybody wants you. And you use this to guide your story, your images, the way you tell it, your personality, everything comes together. Because let's face it, energy is everything, right? If you are a sage and you're using words from the rebel, what's going to happen? There's a disconnect. And people are going to be like, wow, she's saying one thing, she's acting one way, and they just smell it. People just know. It is like the most amazing thing how smart we are, even if we can't explain what we are, right? Is this making sense? I know it's making sense to you. If you're a sage, okay, what the sage is, the motto of the sage is, the truth will set you free. So the sage is, you want to use images that are thought-provoking, ideas that are, philosophical in nature. You want to use a neutral color palette, okay? And your brand strategies, the Sage brand works as a guiding light for their audience, empowering them with wisdom and insight. Sage brands appeal to their audience by presenting factual information, expert advice, and analysis based on credible knowledge. Google is a Sage brand. Does that make sense to you when you hear that? Right? That makes complete sense. Now let's talk about the magician. Okay, we've got a magician in our midst. Latifa is a magician and a lover. She's got that in dominant and influential. The sage is the visionary, the catalyst. The sage motto is, magician. Let me start over. The magician is the visionary, the catalyst. The magician's motto is anything can happen. So with the visuals for the magician, use images that integrate forward-thinking ideas, create a sense of wonder around your product, around your service, okay? The magician is, you want to use creative, inspiring slogans and messages to make the audience feel wise and in control of their results, in control of their products. Famous personality is, hey, Tesla, Steve Jobs, they were magicians. Doesn't that make sense to you? Yeah. Yeah, it does make sense. And then we've got the innocent. The innocent, the motto is yearning for the spiritual. If you are an innocent brand, you are known as a traditionalist, the mystic, the saint, the dreamer. Okay, some famous brands of the innocent is Oval Redenbacher. Hey, I love popcorn. Two hands going up here. Real Simple, Chicken Soup for the Soul, you know, the entire brand. Types of visuals, creative, show off your playfulness, your positive attitude with bright, lively, sunny images. Okay, you are an innocent, you are the dreamer, you want freedom, you want happiness, and so does your client. Your client wants to experience the exact same thing. Maybe you are the lover. You are the lover brand. Your motto is, I only have eyes for you. Can be a platonic love. It can be romantic love. You are the friend, the intimate, the enthusiast, right? The team builder, connectiveness, togetherness. Photos that are shareable and stylish is your key to getting your tribe to be attracted. Bright, light, airy, okay? Now, for your branding strategy as a lover, the lover brand appeals to any audience that wants deeper, meaningful connection. And this brand promises beauty and passion. How awesome is that, right? How awesome is that? What are some famous brands of the lover? Haagen-Dazs. Oh my God, I love ice cream. Jaguar, Godiva chocolates, right? And when you think about some of the adult brands like Victoria's Secret. The Explorer brand is a traditionalist. The Explorer brand is not a traditionalist, it's Richard Branson. It is the Jeep, the NASA. You only get one life, make it count. Okay, types of visual for the Explorer is symmetrical, the adventurous side of your life, right? Explorer brands are known to promote themselves and have extraordinary adventures, whether you're going to the spa or you're going to the mountains or you're skiing. The thirst for discovery, connecting with nature, the rugged environment, whether it's online or offline, the Explorer brand wants that adventure. The caregiver brand is love your neighbor as yourself. Famous personality for the caregiver is Gandhi, Princess Diana. Okay, Dr. Scholl's is a really, really famous brand. Your brand voice is caring, warm, reassuring, comforting, empathetic. Okay, let's look at your branding strategy for the caregiver. Offer support, care, and security for your clients, because somewhere along the line, you wanted that as well. You wanted that as well. The ruler archetype, some famous personalities is Jay-Z, Ariana Huffington. Famous brands of the ruler is Mercedes-Benz. And the types of visuals is generated around good strategy. Consumers are looking for authority, motivation, okay? And inside of the ruler brand, everything is right here. Everything is right here. The ruler brand promises power. The ruler brand speaks with authority, often speaking the idea that they are leaders in the field. Their image is solid, polished, and often masculine. So you want to help the ruler bringing some feminine. That's my archetype. And the creator is my influential. And so I share this with you because why does this connect inside of your story? How you tell your story, how you deliver the story, and the words that you use. Because let me tell you, you're telling stories all the time. Anytime we open our mouth, you are telling a story. The story is being witnessed by everyone around you. When someone looks at your post, they are witnessing the story. When someone sees a video of you, they are witnessing your story, right? They bear witness to you on how your body is responding, how you are being calm and centered, or excited, or enthusiastic, or caring, and the behavior personality marketing and telling your story so it lands. What do I mean by that? It means you are here, the audience is over here. You want your story to land with the audience so they get it. They're with you, they're following you. Everything that you've learned all of your years summarizes in your story. And I can tell you, you are not alone. You are not alone. There are women out there that are hungry to listen to your story. Listening to your story gives them their mojo, gives them their mojo. So when you tell your story and it has been witnessed, whether it is suffering, whether it's pain, whether it's overcoming, guess what ends up happening? Your pain dissolves and so does theirs. You heal you because it is cathartic and you heal them. Your story has the power to heal, help, and empower everyone, starting with you. If you let it, if you have the courage to allow yourself to bring you to that point of saying, I want to share my story. I want to share my story, and I'm going to allow myself to be vulnerable for the healing medicine of you telling your story. And you must resist any holding back. Take off the mask and be unapologetically you. Ditch that worrying about what everyone is going to think, and I need to please, and I'm afraid of what someone is going to say. Just, you know what? Let it loose as much as you can. Every time you do, you give yourself permission to get a little bit more vulnerable. And then you heal a little more part of you. Right? Brene Brown teaches all about that, the power of vulnerability. Every time you expose another imperfection, those imperfections become a trust. And when you trust your audience, they start trusting you. I've learned that myself. Every time I've written a book, a post, made a video, told my story in another little piece that has been revealed to me, I'll share it. You see, when a person has gone through a lot of trauma, we compartmentalize things, and there are years that I have locked away. And that's my body's amazing power of allowing me not to just kill myself. Seriously. And I'm not over exaggerating here. And as we heal, some of the compartments open, and I'm like, oh, I remember that. And when I remember that, and I can tell a story without bawling my eyes out, without fear choking me and engulfing me, I know I've healed another little tiny piece of me. And guess what I do with that gem? I give it to you. I give it to you because my story is not for me. My story is for you, that I get to give and share, because that's my job here. My job on this planet is to serve the masses and use my entire life to empower you, to heal you. Because I didn't go through all of that for nothing. I didn't go through all of that for nothing. I went through all of that to serve and help and save one woman. Whatever level you're at, you got to come to that place, because I'll tell you, people always choose you first. They choose you because of how you're showing up, because who you're becoming, because your willingness to share and be vulnerable. And then they get to see, oh, what are you selling? Okay, now I'm interested. Now I'm interested, right? Nobody has your story. You are uniquely positioned to tell your story just by being you. Oh my God, how cool is that? Mind blown? Yes or yes? Right? Because telling stories is where tenacity lives. Telling story is where history lives. Telling stories is what holds us together as human beings. Lisa, our client, has gone through so much in her life. She published before she met us and before she became a Million Stars coach. And then she published again, having the willingness to say, you know what? I held back before. Now I'm going to just be more open and I'm willing to trust. And she published, and her book was riveting. We were there at her book launch and her opening. It was absolutely beautiful and touching. Storytelling is where pride lives. And when I say pride, I mean dignity. Storytelling is where resilience lives. And storytelling is where and how the human spirit is activated in the thread that binds us all together. And we have the opportunity to impact people across the world because of social media. I love that, don't you? Yes. Give me 100% yes. Faiza, a lawyer in Malaysia, became a coach, and she decided she wanted to write her book, Mothers as Coaches. And today she's leading the way in Malaysia, coaching women to tell their stories. Every single person has a story. Whether you're a business person, you're a lawyer, you're a teacher, when you tell your story, people understand why through your story, because they can see the journey. Now, your story is only one thing that makes you unique and different, which is what we call the USP, your unique serving preposition. Okay, because every time you share your story, every time you deliver, you're serving, you're giving, you're serving, you're giving, you're sharing. Guess what ends up happening? That is what leads to making a profit. Because every time you share, every time you deliver, every time you give, that is you putting into the emotional bank account of all of the people that are watching and listening. And your story becomes your fortune. When in the past, your story was your fortress, your story was your prison, your story had imprisoned you, kept you handcuffed. Now that you're telling it with the guidance, the love, and the support, guess what ends up happening? Your story becomes the healing and the fortune in which you get to live. That is the new home that you get to build for yourself. How cool is that? How cool is that, right? Because you get to decide the depth and the amount that you're willing to share. Okay, stories connect us, and unleashing the power, the brain power of the narrative. Now there's been MRIs and people that have been hooked onto probes and all kinds of things to say, let's see what happens to the brain waves when we share a story. And guess what ends up happening? You and me are still part of the human race. When we listen to a story, or when someone else listens to your story, your brain waves actually start to synchronize with those of the storyteller. And reading the narrative activates the brain regions involved in deciphering, imagining that person's motives and perspectives. Oh my gosh. I love this. I'm so geeky over this stuff, and I geek over all this data. Like, I am a combination of data and spirituality, right? And I want all the woo-woo stuff, and then I want the strategy and the skills. I love this kind of that. You know, this kind of stuff just turns me on. When you listen to the story, no matter what your age, you're transported mentally into another time, space, and dimension of the storyteller. How awesome is that? Your story becomes an instrument that other people can use and facilitate. But you gotta be vulnerable. You gotta be willing to take us to a place of pain and trauma and issues and how you overcame it. You gotta be willing to go to that dark, deep space. But don't leave us there. Bring us up. Bring us up, because your future customer is willing to match your energy. Every time you give something, they're matching your energy. And then they fall in love with you. They fall in love with you. Now, the story is only one piece. I needed to learn skills. I needed to learn strategy. I needed to learn marketing. I needed to learn packaging. I needed to learn pricing. And all of that is available for you. All of that is available for you. I'm telling you right now, book a call with us. Let's see if this is what you want. You want to be able to create storytelling through books, through your coaching, through effective on-camera conversion. You want to use your story to impact people. And maybe you're not after impacting millions. Maybe you just want a couple of hundred people. Your story matters. Your story matters because every time you tell that story, you are eliminating isolation and you're bringing together a community of people who are attracted to you, who want to know you, who want to spend time with you, who keep saying, wow, she's having a Zoom call, I want to go. She's got another post, I want to see it. Telling your story allows you to create community. Telling your story allows you as a woman to become generous, to tap into your femininity while you fiercely believe in that big vision. Because you know me, I'm all about fierce. Okay, I am here to revolutionize the wealth of women, to bring in your feminine energy, your masculine energy, and to be powerful as the queen you choose to be. Whether it's small, medium, or large, I'm okay with that. You get to be authentically you, having this healthy, wild ambition, plenty of time with your loved ones, and a high quality of life where you give money to charities and causes. Because I know I've seen it over and over and over again. When soulful women have money, the world becomes a better place. Because I know you. You're giving money. Every time somebody needs something, they come to you. What I'm saying now is stop using your business as a charity. Use your business to create high ticket items, pricing, positioning, and packaging. Come and do the assessment with the behavior personality marketing. You need this. Okay, you need the entire structure. Let us give it to you on a golden platter and do this for you. So that way you don't have to wonder, how am I going to work this out? What's my story? How do I tell it? Who are my clients? What are my colors? What are the words that I need to use? What are the words that attract? What are the words that are repel? Am I actually using the right words and the right colors and the right phrases? All the guesswork has been taken away from you. Now, get onto the calendar and book it before tonight. You definitely want to book it before tonight. Let's go through the strategy. Let's see everything that's working. We're going to lay the cards on the table. Lay it on the table, which is your first step to vulnerability. And get curious. Bring the entire personality, bring the entire feeling of possibilities, fun, curiosity to the equation and to the conversation. And let's look and see. There'll be no pitching on the call. It's a natural conversation. If we find we're a good fit and you want to take it to the next level, great, we'll make you an offer. Otherwise, we won't. Let's see what's working and what's not working. It's only 7 months till 2023. Can you believe that? It's only 7 months. And so you get to decide, I am refusing to make New Year's resolutions. I am absolutely refusing, because by the time I get there, all my resolutions would have already been fulfilled. Okay, you deserve this. You deserve this, because a queen is not a spectator or watching other people's success or having competition as she's scrolling down at 3 a.m. wondering how other people are doing it, making excuses or abandoning herself. She's clear in her thinking, allows herself to be coached and mentored. She knows who's in charge, and she's allowing the gates of receiving to be opened. Queen doesn't require permission, but if you do need it, I'm giving you permission to be the queen. Allow yourself to step up and rise. All you got to do is book a call. Click the link, book a call, and I want to speak to you. I want to speak with you. I want to work with you. I want to be here with you. I want you to rise into your riches. That's what I want for you. So that's what I got for you. You know I love you. You know I am so damn committed to your success. Okay, I want you to have it all. Okay, that's my bottom line. I want you to have it all. So book the call with me. That's what I got for you. I love you, and I will see you on the call. Talk to you later.
Wow, wow, wow. That was so amazing. Wonderful session.